Hi again, Mark here from Talking Bass. Over the last few weeks, we've been looking at some of the lessons from the new Ultimate Music Theory for Bass course over at the Talking Bass website. Today, we're going to finish up that preview with a quick look at the natural minor scale. So this is from Module 2 of the course and acts as an introduction to the natural minor scale and how to best practice it before moving into the minor key signatures. This course is the best I've ever created and provides a pathway for learning music theory from absolute theory beginner all the way through to advanced degree level harmony, all demonstrated with application to the bass guitar. The opening week sale finishes this weekend, so if you want to learn everything that you'll ever need to know about music theory, go check it out by following the link in the description. And without further ado, let's look at the minor scale. Now we've looked at the major scale and all of the basic interval types, we can move on to the minor scale and the minor key. Just as the major scale is the palette of notes we use in creating a major key, the minor scale is used for creating the minor key. Even though you may be aware of the three common minor scale types, the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and the melodic minor, the natural minor is the default scale that we use as the basis for a minor key. We'll investigate the harmonic and melodic minor scales in Volume 2. So let's have a look at the natural minor scale. On a root note of C, so we'll take the third fret of the A string again, the natural minor scale would be C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and then we're up to the C. So for the fingering there, I'm playing, we've got the 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets on the A string, same again on the D string, 3rd, 5th, and 6th frets, and then 3rd fret and 5th fret on the G string. First finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger. That's the natural minor scale. So in terms of intervallic construction, we have the basic root note, the major second, the minor third, the perfect fourth, the perfect fifth, the minor sixth, and the minor seventh. So relative to the major scale, we have a flattened third, sixth, and seventh degrees. These are the notes that give the minor scale and the key that melancholy or sad sound. And we've already looked at the intervals in the previous lesson. You got to hear how those minor intervals are pretty sad. So as an example of the minor key sound, here's a simple riff in C minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the first bar we have, so we've got the C there, 3rd fret of the A string, and then we've got that 5th to the minor 6th there, 5th fret to the 6th fret on the D string. We're just playing the 5th up to the 6th and back. So it's that minor 6th in there that's giving it that sad sound. You play it slower, it's got that sound. Then for the second bar, so C, 3rd fret of the A string, then we've got the D to the E flat, so that's the major second to the minor third. So we play up to the 3rd and back, and then down to the G, 3rd fret of the E string. So again, if you're familiar with that minor scale, you can see how we're making use of those intervals within it. Third bar is the same as the first. Then for the fourth bar, so we've got the C again, then we've got F, G, B flat, C. So 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the D and the G strings. So that's the 4th to the 5th. So, you know, that could be in either the major or the minor scale. That's just the 4th to the 5th. But then the flat 7 up there, that B flat into the C, again, that's a popular part of a minor scale, a part of a minor scale that gives it its character. Okay? As you'll see in later lessons, we're not restricted to creating basic melodies and bass lines in that basic scale pattern. We can create chords from every scale degree and create chord progressions. So there is more to creating a major or a minor key than just simple riffs like this. To help learn that scale a little better, try playing the natural minor scale chromatically up and down the fretboard, just as we did with the major scale. So if we start on C, up to C sharp, D, E flat, all the way up to C and back down. Now, you can try playing the minor scale through the cycle of keys. But unlike the major scale, which I would play through the cycle of fourths, I would recommend playing the minor scale through the cycle of fifths. If we list the natural minor scales through both cycles together, you can see that the spelling of each scale through the cycle of fourths very quickly runs into C flat, F flat, and double flat notes. This is an important aspect of minor key signatures that we'll delve into in the next lesson, but for now, just be aware that the cycle of fifths is more appropriate for cyclic running of the scale. So if we were to run the natural minor scale through the cycle of fifths, we could use the root notes on the E string, for instance. We'd start at C at the 8th fret. Then we move to G, so we could move down here to the 3rd fret. Then up to D. Then up to A. E. And so on. You just work your way through the cycle of fifths. Again, as with the major scale, you should strive to learn the notes of each scale away from the instrument. Learn the spelling of each minor key. To do this, you can recite the scale spellings as spelling drills, just as we did with the major scale. So recite each scale out loud, maybe through C, D, E, F, G, A, B, or you can work through the cycle of fifths. Then try writing out each scale as both basic note names and then on manuscript paper. Don't worry about key signatures, write each sharp or flat as required. Again, perform that through the cycle of fifths. Just as we learned a basic fingering for a 2-octave major scale, so we can learn a 2-octave fingering for a natural minor scale. So here's the fingering that we're going to look at. So we begin at the 8th fret of the E string, and you can just work up through the basic pattern that we've already looked at. So C, D, E flat, then the F, G, A flat, B flat. When we get to the B flat at the 8th fret of the D string, you want to move up with that first finger to the C, and then we can start it all over again. So C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat. So we're just playing that same pattern we played down here all the way up here. So once you get to the A flat, then you can make the position shift up to the 15th fret of the G string with the first finger to finish off. So that's the same as playing the B flat to the C down here. So that last line of it, we've got it up here. So if you already know that basic fingering pattern for the natural minor scale, we're just playing it again at the octave. Then, just as with the previous major scale, in descent we're going to use a bit of a different fingering, just to avoid jumping and then jumping again. So when we come down, we're going to come down through this C natural minor scale up here, which would have started at the 15th fret of the A string. So we come down, C, B flat, A flat, G, F. Then we're going to make the shift down with the pinky, the 4th finger, down to the E flat to play the D and the C. So this is where we move down to our bottom line. Then we make a shift with the first finger down to the B flat, and then we can just finish off the scale down at the bottom. A flat, G, F, E flat, D, C. Okay, so this is all transcribed there in the lesson material. So we work up, position shift, position shift, position shift, shift, and down. So that's the natural minor scale. Next, let's move into a look at minor key signatures.